I suppose, history dealing with this Mercury pick. I call it the Bear Award. Put it between Tier 1 and Tier 2. It makes it very difficult for Johnny to get involved on that side of the map. But I want to highlight this Tiamat pick. It's one that we've seen a lot in the EU SEC, maybe not particularly from Zeros himself. Thrice, maybe 4 times in the last couple of months. But as far as being able to
right here and right now, jumping into this event, you would have called maybe Hex Mambo the underdog, but if you ask almost anybody
else, fully upgraded teleport plus a blink, so some initiation, some quick get around the map style of play, but until we actually see Baskin leave the lane or the Olympus Bolts try and step up to be aggressive, feels like at the moment it's a very heavy gold investment that hasn't really seen the rewards just yet. Maybe a fight over the scepter could get things kicking off on the left side of the map. Trading blows are the 2 hunters with the objective itself. But Echrome dashed in aggressively, uses the Aegis, beads are down, as well as the ultimate dash in, and here comes Baskin from the solo. It's first blood to Barracudda and the Bolts.
I cannot believe Echrome jolted in, and now Trix is in all sorts of trouble. Here comes Lasbra, he wants to dive. Who's gonna get it? And it looks like Lasbra will get credit for that one. What a terrible fight there for Mambo. They thought it was just an interceptor, didn't know about the business.
He was trying to back away, the wall went through, and then he may have panicked. Lasbra jumps in against Zeros, the 2v1, but Lasbra is losing this battle, and he goes down. Johnny strikes first for Mambo, but an immediate answer back by Venenu. Could be a turn onto Zeros. Dash by Baskin will get in there, needs the stun to set up, will do so. Venenu kicks him back in the dirt, and it's 4 for the Olympus Bolts.
The Olympus Bolts know where to find their aggression. In the left lane, they found it. I liked the aggression back, though. Johnny was able to get one of those rage stacks, but Zeros penetration and Shred actually gets online. But Bear was forced into it. He knew there was going to be a very tanky Yama coming through. Now Deathwalker's being looked at. He's going to get dope.
Uses the ultimate, but how good will that be? A dash in by Baskin under the Tier 1, but a quick dash away by Deathwalker. Jake finds the wall. Lasbra chopping away, and it's Jake to take him down. Trix Tank able to jump away, but the Bolts put up yet another kill.
Yeah, this time Johnny's on the left side of the map. Nowhere to be seen to help out in that fight. Loses the ultimate, dazzling offensive down, and the beads. But the Bolts aren't looking for anything just yet.
For so long because of this lead he's built up. Level 19 just earlier on. Barracudda dashes in. Lasbra joins him and puts out about half the HP of Zeros. Now forced to the back of the tower, but the Centaurus snipes. Third one off the mark. But the Aegis will stop one. Basket goes in. It's not enough damage until Ven steps up. And the Olympus Bolts mid laner take out the tower and their opposition.
Ven goes absolutely massive there, and now we're seeing that grouping around the Fire Giant. It wasn't the pick on a Deathwalker they wanted. It was the pick onto Zeros. The Olympus Bolts are grouped around the FG. They're not going to go for the pull just yet. Those upgraded starter items could be massive. A little bit of a scrap here of Johnny, but he's so quick. Will be able to run out just fine and not force anything else. Both relics still available for that Mercury. And now just a good poke.
Baskin to the back line. Didn't have his blink, but doesn't need it. The damage is good from Venenu. A little more. Will drop down Echrome. The Bolts take the Tier 2 tower and maybe a little bit more. Trix Tank crippled out by Baskin, but Baskin is taking a little too much damage from the Phoenix. He will back away. But the health bars of Mambo are not looking great, Trelly.
Yeah, this Phoenix could be the next target. Some low health bars for sure, and Trix Tank didn't go back to base. Johnny just going for speed. Not going to be easy, but Hex Mambo have some tools to try and defend here. Sonic Boom, keep your eyes on Johnny.
Gonna be a hard defense. Freeze on the one. A belly flop intoxicate from the support, but Hex Mambo are losing this fight. Trix Tank, the first one down in the fight, and so is the left side bird. The Olympus Bolts got everything they wanted and more to start this out.
I mean, it's just so much damage coming from this Chiron. Giving this up means you're essentially losing a second Phoenix, or maybe even a third if played properly. And the Bolts are already stepping up to get ready.
Hex Mambo very far back. The Bolts walking directly up to Deathwalker walled away. But the Intoxicate is going to do some decent damage, but so much thrown right back to Deathwalker. Echrome gone, and Trix Tank counting his blessings. Then nobody else can chase him over the wall, but keep your eyes on Johnny. Still running from the backside of the fight. Zeros stunned out by Lasbra. Zeros chopped away. That's 3 down on Hex Mambo. Johnny trying to find his way back into the fight, but it's just him and Trix Tank to defend the Bolts. They're going to go for the Titan instead. They're not going to let this game play out any longer. Trix Tank
finds the stun on only one. But where is Johnny? Sonic Boom in on a BRZA, uses the beat, but Johnny's health bar is falling fast, and so is the Titan. The Olympus Bolts will strike for game one.
I said that the Olympus Bolts had a plan. We saw the God picks. We saw the picks in band.
He's coming into this, not a God. It was at the forefront of my mind, but hurry. Given the team that's on the other side, first off, not
and
only
pry their way in towards a game 3 to trying to go for the semifinals. Can they do it in this matchup here? It all comes down.
Brutalize onto these tankier targets, you're not finding a kill, especially with zeros on the Chronos. This pick's not going to be online for quite some time. Trix Tank, though, is finding him a bit of a scrap here. Wants to try and go for the steal as well.
He did it again.
And he got it.
He's insane. Well, another Terra game that we've seen multiple steals. Beads baited by Barracudda. The Ragnarok picks him up, and Hex Mambo and Johnny strike first blood.
Barra, you cannot panic on the world stage. You gotta let that bite connect, and in this case, those beads are gone. That Soul Leader gets online, you get some more pressure. And as you said, that gold will start to add up if Mambo continue this pace. Good damage here, and the ultimate coming out of Awesome Jake, but he's the target in this fight.
Trix Tank won't even use the beads from the no escape. It's a wraparound from Baskin. Beads are gonna have to be used for Trix this time. He'll get away, but not from the damage output. Johnny goes up, grabs Baskin, yanks him into the tower. This should be a turnaround for Hex Mambo, and with Deathwalker showing up, it's a 1-for-1 trade. Hex Mambo able to trade out their support for the solo.
Yeah, not enough rage though. You could tell Deathwalker wanted to finally started back up, and it looks like Trix just trying to zone this Athena.
Lasbra tries to throw a reach over the wall, but Lasbra will beads a little bit
He's so
early
clean.
again. Johnny is too good at baiting this one singular relic, and another kill for the jungler of Hex Mambo.
Just get
Baskin
bit.
rotates in, and we'll be just fine for now.
You can just
14 on the Chronos, working on those Warlock staff stacks at this point. Polynomicon after Johnny picks up Lasbra, drops him into the waiting arms of Zeros, and there's nowhere for the jungler to go. Killing spree for the Fenrir. Johnny is going crazy, and Baskin might not even make it out of this fight as Deathwalker puts him in the dirt.
Yeah, and it looks like Zeros wants a little bit more, finding some good poke on the Ven, but not gonna dive this tier 1 tower. If E-Chrome's over here, I wouldn't be surprised if these maniacs went for Fire Giant, but it looks like that's not the call. They want some more farm. You better soon.
3, 0, and 2, a part of all 5 kills for his team. Maybe a fight on the left side of the map. E-Chrome dashes away. Ult from Barracudda gets immune for 1 instance, but E-Chrome in danger. Age is gone. Beads not available. E-Chrome somehow, though, still alive through all this. Will get pulled back in by Jake, but he's not dead until Baskin makes the rotation in to close out a kill for the Olympus Bolts. Doubling up their kills now, but not much more they can do. A good stun by Trix will save his lone life.
I mean, that is the second massive
Starting up the Pyro. Baskin is here, but not quite enough damage to steal that one away. Hex Mambo banking on the fact they were going to get one, but a pull to the Fire Giant. The Hunters for Bolts on the opposite side of the map, but Hex Mambo will pull away. Awesome Jake goes to the ult, and as soon as he gets out, he's picked up by the Wolf, dropped right down into Johnny's hands. 4 in a row for the jungler of Hex Mambo, but a dive in by the rest of the squad as Johnny is too low in HP to keep the fight up.
Yeah, and that's going to be the end of it. BRZA and Ven drop the Primal Fury, and BRZA has decided to push the left side of the map.
Turn around, BRZA. Primal Fury started. Can Barracudda steal away? Ultimate will get the leash, but Primal Fury will be picked back up by Mambo. BRZA's got one shot to take this away, but Johnny will completely thwart that plan. Hex Mambo grab the Primal Fury and an extra pick on top. Maybe one on a Baskin, who's got his eyes on Trix Tank, will take him down. But Johnny is back in the fight. Brutalized on top of him. Double taunt from Lasbra. Will turn it around. Johnny is gone. Venenu, credit to the kill this time. And now E-Chrome and Zeros by themselves. E-Chrome dropped. It's another one for Lasbra. But here comes Deathwalker to the back line. Immediate Aegis by Ven. Deathwalker will walk him down with Zeros and Hex Mambo take a 3 for 2.
What a turn. It does look like Deathwalker's done with this chase. He wants to find Awesome Jake. He doesn't have the damage, though, and Zeros has split off. He's trying to hide to see if he can find the pick on the Ven, but he's not a taunt. Does he have the damage? Good Aegis.
He's still alive for a moment, but not much longer. Baskin puts down the mid laner of Hex Mambo and answer with a 4 for 2 trade. Sure, they lost the Primal Fury back up to 3/4.
I'm pretty sure Defender of Olympus and a Polyshot kills if Trix doesn't come in massive with those walls. Not gonna be able to close gap, but here comes the dash in.
Taunt in the backline again. E-Chrome now without an ult, still has Aegis. Venenu out, chained by
Jake. Can he even get a pullback? Nobody comes back this time around. Instead, it's Jake in the ground. E-Chrome comes up big for Mambo.
They find the pick, but still some low health bars. Deathwalker's going to go off the base. And I don't think they have enough damage to make this pull convincingly.
BRZA are the only ones at the top side, but it's a wraparound from the bottom for Lasbro to try and find one of these picks. Fire Giant falling low. Hex Mambo are committing to the fire. They've got to burn one or the other because E-Chrome is gone. The fire is still active. Baskin will go to the back line, but Johnny is gone. E-Chrome is gone, and so is Zeros.
And they don't have anything. Trickstake is also getting run down, but here's Deathwalker. What kind of play can he make? I mean, Hex Mambo commits to the Fire Giant, and then Zero's forced to rewind. That's your burst for the objective. And now the Olympus Bolts, they get to go for the pull.
It's the only fight that they needed to regain momentum. Olympus Bolts will
playing
get
slow.
Johnny by himself on the right, zoned away by Baskin. Deathwalker to the left. In the jungle, a root in by Trickstake, but stopped immediately by the chain. Lasbro joins Baskin and dropping Johnny. And we're now at a 5v4. Tier 2 tower will likely not stand for much longer as the double hunter of the Bolts are online and the tower is gone.
I want the Olympus Bolts sieging forward. They've got time. Beautiful beads pull there. E-Chrome, he's falling, he's gone!
E-Chrome is gone! That's 2 down, maybe make it 3 after as Zeros falls. The Olympus Bolts, it was questionable for them. Could they stand up to the powerhouses of EU? But Hex Mambo could not dial in game number 2. The Olympus Bolts, though, 5 strong, only the front line. This is gonna have to be a miracle defense by Tricks and Deathwalker. They go in, Deathwalker gone. The Olympus Bolts find the D inside, and they're going to the semifinals to face off against the Kings.
They did not falter 1 second. The Olympus Bolts did not